to Pickleball Addiction, the place for pickleball coverage in the UK and around the world. My name's Mark Mars and this is the first video I'm publishing on this channel. Thanks for tuning in. So I wanted to start this channel for a couple of reasons. The first being is that there's not many pickleball channels or podcasts covering the UK pickleball scene. And the only one that I'm aware of is a podcast called Everything But the Kitchen Dink, which is a great job, but that's the only one that I'm aware of. And I guess the second thing is that, I don't want to just cover UK pickleball coverage. I'm also really interested in what's going on in the US. I mean, if you think, this is growing fast in the UK, it's nothing compared to, how pickleball is growing in the US. They have professional players out there now. And I just love watching the live streams of the MLP, the PPA, the APP. And I don't know anyone else that is into that and loves watching the US competitions. So I figured, if I get something started here, that's just hopefully a great way for me to connect to people that are interested in that coverage and what's happening in the US. And I've not been playing pickleball for very long. I mean, I started in February, so that's like, March, April, May, June, July. It's 28th of July now, so it's like 6 months since I started pickleball. As most people are probably pretty familiar with, once you start playing, it's very easy to get addicted. And I'm playing 3 times, maybe 4 times a week now. I just absolutely love it. So I wanted to just kind of get involved, and I'm just interested in learning more about the growth of the game and seeing if I can help with that as well. Now, I went to a festival. It's called Spring Fling in Southampton. A couple of weeks back now. I guess it might be a couple of months back now. But it was awesome. I just loved it. There was just loads of people there. But I've never been competed before, and that was a great introduction to meeting new people, playing with the X40 balls by Franklin, which is a totally different experience to some of the indoor balls that, on a badminton court, which, generally in the UK, most of us are familiar with. But, within 3 weeks, I think, in February of starting, or I'm not even sure when it was announced, the English Open that's happening in Telford in the UK. Within 3 weeks of getting started in pickleball, though, I just signed up for the English Open. I've never competed in a sporting competition before, but I just thought, well, why not? And I'll see how I feel like closer to the time. And I'm really excited about that. It's the 28th of July now. The English Open starts on the 3rd of August, and I can't wait to go and kind of get started with that. So I figured one of the first things that I can do on the channel is start a video diary. So I plan to do a video diary of the English Open event, kind of my experience on the ground as a participant, and kind of sharing that with anyone who can't make it, but anyone who's kind of interested in kind of what that competition entails and how it'll unfold. So I hope to kind of share my experience along the way of the English Open. I also want to branch out this channel as well, so that I can start talking to the people that are really in the weeds, like growing the game in the UK, and talk to them about the expansion and what are some of the initiatives that are taking place. So my plan is to talk to some of the directors at Pickleball England. There's lots of volunteers at Pickleball England. So I'd love to kind of talk to many of them and just get their view of the world of pickleball. And everyone has their own kind of experiences. So I'd like to talk to some of those, and talk to some of the coaches that are around the UK, even talk to some of the top players if I can. So that's what I'm planning to do. And again, I don't want to extend it just to the UK. I absolutely want to cover as much as I can about what's happening in the UK and share that with you. But I'm also interested in the US, so I want to cover some of the US competitions as well. And maybe I can get to talk to some people from the US about what's happening on the other side of the ocean in terms of their growth of the game. So maybe I'll even get to talk to some of the pros at some point once the channel's a little bit more established. But that's my plan for the channel. I'll record another video shortly about the English Open and what's happening there, and kind of just give you an introduction to what's happened so far and ahead of the competition. One thing I should mention though is that I've got a new paddle for the Open, which I'm really excited about. I was hoping it would turn up in time. I'm usually used to playing with Ben John's Hyperion from Yola. I had no idea 6 months ago what paddle to buy. I just knew that I didn't want to start off on the wrong foot with a bad paddle. So I just thought, if you're not familiar and you're in the UK and you don't follow the US competition, Ben John's is the number one pro in the world, the top men's player. And I figured, well, if it's good enough for Ben John's, then it's good enough for me too. So I started with that one, but a sucker for pickleball and sucker for paddles, I guess already. I don't have any experience with any other paddles, but Yola also have recently just brought out a brand new paddle. So I thought I'd kind of share the opening of that with you. So I've got, here it is, the Ben John's Yola paddle. So this one's called the Perseus. The previous one was called the Hyperion. This is the 16mm version. That's the width. They come in 16 and 14 millimeters. But yeah, this is the paddle, brand new. So I'll be heading off down to our club later today we've got some drilling practice and hopefully get a couple of games in as well. But yeah, I've got a few days. Starts on the 3rd of August. It's the 28th of July now, so I've got a few days to practice with this and get used to it before the competition. So yeah, just check out the difference in shape here. They seem quite different actually, but I don't know, maybe not. It's a bit rounder at the top, Hyperion, versus the Perseus. So yeah, I'm going to give that a go today and see how it works out. But that's it. That's my plans. I'm going to keep it short and sweet today. As I say, I'll do like an intro to the English Open as the next video, and then I'll be recording a video diary kind of every day of the event, just to tell you kind of about what happened and my experiences. So if you're interested in any of that and what's going on with pickleball in the UK, please like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll look forward to seeing you again on the other side. Thanks for tuning in.